I'm really excited about these two players. I mean, again, we've seen Packie just shatter records so far this weekend. I mean, on the biggest stage we have for this format. So, but Dimwit has been playing very consistently and has only lost a couple of times. But I mean, so has Packie. But Packie's been playing on another level. He takes those losses and then just turns into another animal.
And for somebody like Packie to start out with a foursome of blue viruses in one spot on your top level, that's just not fair. But
as we
if anybody can handle it, Dimwit can handle it.
As we do kick off our first game, remember it's 13-17, and these are really 17 is where the game starts to become the big challenge because that's where you're at the absolute top level where viruses can fill.
14 is where the viruses are still 10 high. Then after 14, they start inching up, and that's a really interesting twist that this tournament has, where you don't deal with the higher level viruses until the absolute finals. So we will see how the players handle it.
Yeah, it's a really good test of a player's strategy and piece placements. Like, yeah, you know, a schmuck like me can actually win in an 8-11 run, as we just saw. But when it comes to with those really higher levels, you really have to have an elite level of piece placement in order to be able to succeed.
And speaking of piece placement right now, the early advantage going to Packie is he's at, to Dimwit is he's at 13 to Packie 17. But this drop combo is going to even things out.
Then as we say, we're neck and neck.
Oh no! Here we go with that again.
another drop combo. That's actually going to give Packie the lead. He's down to 7 viruses to Dimwit's 8, and the end game seems a bit more favorable to Dimwit. Everything is a bit scattered, but not a lot of garbage to speak of.
RNG's not cooperating with him though. He's getting a lot of yellow.
Typical Dr. Mario. Where the heck is that freaking piece?
It absolutely is true. I like this play from Dimwit. He's going to drop a horizontal into a vertical, and now he's down to 2. But at 2:05, Packie is out, and at a 2:09, Dimwit is out. So neck and neck, as we like to say.
It never gets old. It
never gets old. These players both in. It's 60 viruses to clear 14. We've been here before this weekend. This one could again very well go 5 games because both these players playing out lights out so far this weekend.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us in the community would want it any other way to end.
As long as the stream doesn't go 5 hours.
I mean, that semifinal that Packie tore through was faster than your guys' 3-match level 2 round. So.
Oh, and we didn't even play a full third game, so yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, 41-38. Dimwit running into a problem. He's getting blue and nothing that he can play with virus-wise. This is the opportunity Packie needs as he's opened up a 7-virus lead, but Packie's big problems right now are the stuff he's leaving hanging in column 6 and 8.
They'll find a way through it. Yeah, fortunately, they're in double situation, so if he does get that fortunate double red or double blue piece, he can tuck them right in. But the standard RNG is supposed to only give you those once every 9. There's the double blue.
It is interesting to note that the game's logic dictates that a yellow-red and a red-yellow are different pieces.
Mm-hmm. Which is one of the things people complain about. Why don't we use the Super Nintendo version? Me personally, I don't speak for anybody else. I like the more difficult RNG that the NES version gives you. It's more of a challenge, and if frankly you're the best in the world, you can handle the more challenging RNG.
I agree with that, and also we that doesn't mean we don't support Super Nintendo. We've definitely had Super Nintendo events before, and definitely have Super Nintendo events in 2021. But right now, Dimwit has caught up and has taken the lead, 7 viruses to 9. But here comes Packie. Packie's got to work out of that corner, and he's buried a bit.
Yeah, not a really good situation here. He's got to clear out those. He's got to clear out those yellows if he wants to do anything with that blue in the bottom middle side.
And it looks like a 422 for Dimwit. But Packie not far behind and has a solid setup. Just needs to get those last 2 viruses. Although he's forced to vertically clear some garbage to address those last 2 viruses.
It's sad because you get something like that, and there's multiple ways to handle it, and if you're pressing down on every piece, you don't have time to really plan it out. You have to kind of go with one strategy or the other, and it might not work out.
And a 440 right abouts for Packie, as he's down by about 12 viruses over Dimwit. Dimwit struggling early on, not a lot of blue for him to work with early in 15.
You notice in 15, the virus level went up 1. It's now at height 11.
And this is sort of where Packie thrives, though. He likes playing a little bit on the edge in these later levels. Doesn't really give much thought to topping out. We haven't seen him top out yet, but a top out really at this point, not something you want to encounter. A great drop combo there by Packie. He's at 55, but Dimwit opening it up, but really starting to leave his right side hanging up a bit.
So what we were saying about Packie getting all the momentum, all gone. Now he's got to work his way out of this, which, I mean, it won't shock me if he does, but with a player like Dimwit, it's hard to catch up.
It absolutely is, but Packie incredibly good at that garbage management. You know, he kind of plays with reckless abandon and saying, "Oh, garbage, yeah, I can deal with that at some point." And now he's a
little
bit
indecision there.
Little indecision, and I think he's realizing that it's essentially a blockade in the middle of his board. So not a lot of opportunities for drops, and really not opportunities for putting bad pills off to the side.
Yeah, although Packie is starting to open things up with the yellow.
I was making my pills joke, of course, but that's
They're time. Those pill jokes are time released.
Yes, they're vitamins. They're not pills. Nintendo wouldn't.
Big misdrop by Packie. That's not a place you want to be in on the top of your board. And mistakes like that are so critical. Dimwit would make a mistake. It would be the same thing for Packie. Packie would be eating it alive right now. And Packie looking to work around it. I like this recovery. Turns that.
Wow! What a recovery!
Suddenly his board's looking very clean. This is what I mean.
15.
It's one of Packie's biggest strengths. He's so good at managing those misplays in ways we wouldn't even think about.
It's got a lot of flaky layers of red to get down to the blue goo underneath there.
And
looking pretty good, though. If he gets a double blue, he'll be in good shape.
Drop out at a 656, and he's really opened up a lead thanks to that misdrop from Packie. And looking at Dimwit's board early on, as you see, though, that virus level creeps up. There's less bubbles in the middle of his board, but he's got a pretty good board. Once he gets to the center, a lot of 0 and 1 drop opportunities.
And the thing with the higher concentration of viruses, it allows 2 different outcomes. Somebody can really run away with it, or it's more chance to make a mistake and allow a player to come back. So we'll see which outcome happens in this round 1.
Absolutely. A misdrop is incredibly critical at this point, and you saw that. Normally you would think about putting that double blue down, but Dimwit did hesitate, and he did turn that into a combo. But, you know, the instinct is you don't really see anything like 1 or 2 layers down, and it's one of those things you have to unlearn to be efficient at this game.
Yeah, it really is. And Packie's still having to deal with some trouble there at the bottom. He's digging it out, but yeah, that yellow there in that bottom right is going to be troublesome. He's not going to be able to get the horizontal clear he wants. He's going to have to clear it up on the left side. He's got space for it. He can make it happen. Might be able to put it down on top.
And it looks like Packie trying to commit to that horizontal clear. And also, yeah, he's going to make.
He's going to get a good combo here. Wow!
He is quite behind the 8 ball, though, down by over 40 viruses. An extremely rough 15 for Packie, as Dimwit looking to get towards that end game on 16.
He was so frustrated he skipped the cutscene. How dare you, Packie?
And I do like Packie 16. He's got an opportunity to really make some zero drop plays, 1 pill plays. Really good board on Packie's side.
Yeah,
that's all he can ask for.
He's taking some time to let it drop, but he's making very efficient calls here. Looking to be just some 1-drop pills, and that's going to be okay.
And sometimes you just need that as a confidence booster. You don't want to get too tilted.
Look at this.
Look at this cross.
This is done a 24 virus lead now. It was 40 a minute ago.
Yeah, again, no lead is safe in Dr. Mario Monthly, as Packie's been on the other side of that coin today against Floyd. But Dimwit really is a really clean end game here. 4 viruses to go. Has a lot of options to clear everything out. And really making the right plays here as he just needs a couple of reds and 1 blue. He's going to get the double just for extra swag. He's out at a 942. He's going to go into 17 with a
20
big advantage.
Only 20, though. It was 42 minutes ago.
That lead has been cut in half. We'll have to see how Packie finishes through the 16. He's been playing out of his mind through it so far.
Yeah, he's got to really keep up his momentum in order to be able to make this a close one. He's making a good situation out of this.
Dimwit's
a good tuck out of there. Gets a double for his efforts.
Dimwit's in a very dangerous situation early on. He didn't have any reds and was getting a lot of red pills.
And tuck play is cool and all, but in a speedrun situation, that reduces the time that you are pressing down. And that's really slowing down your drop rates. So you need to make all of your tucks really count.
You're looking for, multiple clears on any tuck play you make.
Packie's going to be at a 1032.
And as far as the count goes, he is down only 18 viruses right now.
Yeah, it's ticking downwards. The trend lines are coming back together here.
The middle section of Packie's board really helpful for him.
So precarious.
This is how Packie plays. He plays dangerously.
Yep.
Good. And you don't see a lot of rotations to start those levels because a misflip ends everything.
A lot of speedrunners like to use the medium speed, and this is the reason why, because this play at higher levels is so tricky, requires such precision that they don't like to deal with that. But Packie, both our players are going all out, and
Packie has narrowed
quite well.
Packie has narrowed this down to 10.
Wow, what a great comeback!
With that open gap in his board, really making things look good. I like that drop play from Packie. He's down to 44. He's got this into single digits right now against the 1 seed. Again, these two, anytime they meet, is an instant classic. It's half a dozen.
Look at this.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at a nice little tuck. That got rid of a lot of space to the left side. It's
Packie
getting very close now.
32 to 25. Packie's starting to address the right side of his board. Going for, I think, a cross play here with those, those yellows.
That's the right play.
That's the right play. It's 22 to 20. Packie's back
in it.
First game at the 12-minute mark.
Let's go.
It is
Dimwit does have the better health, though.
Dimwit has the better board health, but Packie has a lot of single play clears that he can take care of, and it looks like he's going to commit to that double in row number 5 on those blues. No, he does the drop. He is down to 13 to 9.
Dimwit making the right call there. Gets rid of the middle of the board.
And a T on the right side. It's 10 to 7. Both players nearing or in single digits. It's a double.
Dimwit's down to 5. He's got to hold on to a 3-virus lead. His board looks really good. I like his end game here. He's going to clear out the bottom there.
This looks like it's going to be just based on board health. Game 1 to Packie, to Dimwit. But Dimwit keeping...
And a double blue will take care of it.
12:49. And
look, he had 4 left. He was down 40 and almost came all the way back.
What a great game there from both players. But it's Dimwit taking game number 1.
And Dimwit saying it himself, unbelievable. Dimwit was up by 40 viruses, and Packie took the lead at one point.
Whoa, this is going to be a good one. Don't be shocked if this goes 5 games.
If it goes 7 games, we're going to have to consult the rules because that's not in there. But does anybody here care about the rules?
Call me optimistic. I wanted to go best of 7.
There was some lobbying to increase the amount of games in each round, and looking at how close they've been, I'm kind of glad that decision wasn't made. But who knows? Maybe we'll see it in 2021. But right now, 1-0 in favor of Dim with the 1 seed. And I believe these two are even in their series, or it might be Dimwit 3-2. So we're ready for game number 2. Dimwit says deodorant plus. Remember, he was telling us about his favorite flavors of deodorant earlier.
It's just slack. You don't get to give yourself, whatever. But DD's both players. Off we go. Game 2.
Oh,
and
this is going to be a good one.
Both incredibly speedrunner friendly boards for both players. A lot of lot of no drops, a lot of one pill plays again. Really, that big block of yellows, huge for Packie, and there's a big block of reds and yellows in the middle of Dimwit's board.
Neither player has much to do with blue at the moment.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not really much they can do about it. Looks like Dimwit's going to go for the horizontal clear to open up some blue, and he's got it.
44-42, the early lead off to Packie as Packie's managing some garbage, but keeping his board relatively clean otherwise with that tuck double and then an immediate double following up. It's 38-38 here early on in round one.
It's amazing how close these players are with this without the same boards or RNG. Like a lot of the complaints with the online CTWC this year was the early rounds didn't have same RNG, and we have our own problems with that in a online setting. But talent will shine through in the end. That's why we have best of 5. And even in this game, it's neck and neck.
Absolutely. It's been incredibly close from both players. Nice little tuck there from Dimwit. I like what he's setting up here. He's going to clear it up and open up some yellow.
Excellent drop combo from Packie, though. He puts it to within 3. I was going to say those fires counts are a bit misleading when you see what Packie's doing. It's 21-19, now 19-19, and Packie trying to set up for a clean endgame here, Chris.
Those clusters, you see the cluster of reds, you see the cluster of yellows in the middle, those are going to go away very quickly in a flash.
As you say that.
Yep. Call me Nostradamus. But Dimwit is got his own little clusters there, and he is about to finish out here. 6-6.
Yeah, doing the right thing there, just getting rid of those blues up top first.
Oh,
Packie's getting the red horizontally.
Another red burst. The worst.
And it's about a 207 out of 13 for Dimwit. And now Packie just getting straight up handcuffed by bad RNG. He's going to be out not far behind, and this is a manageable situation for the 2 seed as he's out at 221.
It's still a relatively close one. Still a handful of viruses between the 2 players, so it's not over by any stretch. We're just getting started.
Dimwit with a bit of a slow start to 14. That's helped out Packie a bit, and Packie's got a lot of single drop plays early on, and a couple of big blocks towards the bottom of his board as he's opened the board up.
He's going to have a bit of a drop concern there on that column 7 side. As soon as he clears up the red in column 8, that's going to be a long delay drop.
Nice cavity.
Here it goes.
And it's starting. I was about to say there's going to be a yellow issue on Packie's board, but it looks like he seems to have worked that out. The issue now for Packie is getting rid of those tall edges in columns 1 and 8. You don't want to be in a situation like that late in the level, and he's getting some double pills to really help that situation out, Ethan.
Yeah, it's doing a pretty good job with it, and not a lot of variety on his board right now. It's going to be very dependent on blue, while Dimwit's actually getting very dependent on red.
Both players a bit slowed down right now. It's about a 7 virus advantage in favor of Dimwit, but there's a couple of combos here that are going to change that very quickly. As
Packie just took care of that right there, and he's down to about a 3 virus difference.
When you're talking about players this good, those little extra rows of drop time make the difference.
Absolutely.
And you think, it's just finish it out, but you really have to consider every single move.
And that was a great play from Packie there to open up that corner of the board to prevent himself from getting a little too buried. And he is managing that spire off in column 8 really well, Chris.
Yeah, well, the problem is that valley in the middle of Packie's board. He's got on both sides, and there might be an easy clear for those blue guys, but dropping garbage all the way down to the bottom adds those extra microseconds to your time. And in maybe round 1 that won't matter, but against a player like Dimwit, you need every single frame, every single microsecond.
And an interesting choice. Packie had a double blue and lined it up vertically when he could have cleared out most of row 1 of blues.
Yeah, but I like this setup here. He's going to get a fantastic combo here. Boom! There it goes. And he's got that right side set up perfectly for a horizontal play.
Dimwit out at 442. And Packie just needs a red, and he'll be out not far behind, about 7-8 seconds behind at a 450. Real close here going into 15, Ethan. And I think that might have been a misplay by a Dimwit.
I think that was a bit of a misplay there, but he's gonna be able to get set up for a recovery.
This is the opportunity
Get that red
Packie
yellow.
needs to
Oh
take.
no!
Oh no!
Oh.
There's a misplay.
Dimwit has
Oh,
cut
he
off-
tried to go over the top and it didn't work.
Dimwit has cut himself off, so we're gonna see what he does. He does drop it down a little bit to give him some breathing room, but still, the play now is he's gonna have to work around that block.
Looks like he's gonna take care of it horizontally here. Give himself a little extra breathing room, but nothing's popping in. There it goes, and he gets a little extra garbage clear for good measure.
Get
Focus.
that
Oh no!
Oh,
There's top
Dimwit.
out.
Tops out of 15.
He's allowed to restart. Okay.
He is allowed to restart,
That's
but
gonna
now
put
this puts Packie suddenly in a big 30 virus advantage. A rough go on 15 for the 1 seed here, as it's now a 30 virus advantage, but we've seen Packie come back from 40.
We told you the virus level moves up starting at level 15, and it came into play in our championship. If our top players have trouble with this, you can imagine what regular players like myself and JB and that other guy Ethan over there.
It's I mean, and that it should tell players of any skill level that a top out's going to happen, and it's okay for a top out to happen. And you don't need to let it affect you too much. As Dimwit's still trying to chug along, he's actually turned that 30 down into 20 as Packie's struggling a little bit. But Packie's got a really good situation on his bottom rows, Chris.
He's got the variety. He's got a little bit of a cavity in the lower left, but I think if you fill it up with yellows, you could take out 4 in 1 blow. We'll see how crazy combo he sets up for that. But I think, I talk about changing gears a lot in classic Tetris when depending on whether you're ahead or behind. Packie is so aggressive. I don't know if he has a different gear.
Packie has 1 gear, and that gear is fast.
Yeah, attack hard, like as he says in his interviews, just go, go, go. And maybe that haunts him at level 16 or 17. Maybe he gets his own top out. That's why you got to play through it.
There is no mercy in Packie's dojo, as he's out at 15 at about a 709.
Yeah, and already dealing with a really high board right now, and having to deal with a spire of yellow garbage. He's going to have to take care of that real quick.
The thing with Packie, though, is Packie thrives a little bit when there's a little bit of danger. We've seen him make some pretty intense combos. I think that double red might have been a misplay.
I think he was trying to get that all the way to the other side, and it didn't work out.
It's a manageable play though, and again, he's in a bit of a lead. He can coast a little bit, but Dimwit's really now going to try to ramp his efforts up, Chris, as he's getting out of 15.
Yeah, once you get past that height 11, height 10 virus, that top layer, get under that crust, then you can feel pretty relaxed and just maybe not coast. Packie never coasts, but you can downshift a little bit on the on your gears.
But Dimwit does get out at an 8-10.
Some folks saying that top out might have been intentional. You never know. That's really something that only the player will know at this point. But it's still a pretty wide margin here as Packie getting into his second half of 16.
Well, my sources in Vegas say that the odds went up and down, and not implying anything, but maybe Dimwit's got a little side gig here, a little hustle.
Funny, he doesn't look like James Holzhauer.
Packie's just looking for a little extra money to furnish his living room. Anyway, 16 viruses to go for Packie, who's got a fully furnished backdrop behind him as he's down to his last dozen or so, and it looks like Dimwit's struggling in 16 right now.
Yeah, but looking at Packie's side of the board, he's having to deal with he had a big old well, just a bunch of viruses on the bottom and on the edges. So it's like it's going to be a little bit of trouble there to clear that out. This might give Dimwit a chance to maybe push a little bit.
Packie's going to go a little interesting there with that build on the left side. We'll just combo that down.
I think he's looking for a tuck underneath, and then he'll just combo out, and that looks like it's exactly. Oh, maybe that's not what he's going to do. Maybe. I thought maybe comboing out of that would have been the play, but that's why Packie's in the championship.
That's like
round
the weirdest flex, non-flex. Like that could have been a chance to clear it all on one move.
Yeah,
but they decided not to. But whatever.
But he'll get out at 9:45. Already dealing with having to manage some garbage in the early going. No pieces really going that way for him in the early going.
That blue-red is the worst piece he could have possibly gotten.
Dimwit is kind of stumped here. He wasn't pressing down for a while. He's probably just taking in the situation. I mean, you're not going to give up. You at least use this to get some reps in for the next round. But
exactly, you want to just keep that momentum going, even if a top out takes the wind out of your sails.
Because when you play any game like this fast, it's real easy to change gears and get relaxed, and it takes a lot of work and reps to get back into that groove. So look, a nice combo there. So we'll see what maybe Dimwit's just going to show off here.
Yeah, I think that is kind of what he's planning on doing here. He's going to get across.
Maybe if he
didn't get much else out of it.
Maybe he'll get such a big combo that transcends time and space that it'll actually drop garbage into Packie's playfield. I think that's what he's hoping.
He's channeling his inner DrMC here, trying to get some garbage to fall. Doesn't look like that's been successful, as it's 40 viruses to go on 17 for Packie. Packie, again, starting to create another crater, and really not a lot of good plays for him with this RNG.
Yeah, RNG's not really helping him with this. Going to be very yellow dependent. Well, I'm sorry, yellow resistant for his board. He's only got one spot to put it in, and it's about to go away.
Packie's not having the cleanest 17 here. He's going to get the job done. He's not in the danger zone of topping out. But he's definitely got some work to do. He's got to win two more games after this. So
it'll be 1-1 essentially. We've turned this into a best of 3 at this point. As barring any further issues, this will likely be game 2 to Packie. 26 viruses to go. It's really just a matter of win at this point. The top out looks like it's deflated Dimwit just a little bit. It seems like he's just kind of playing at a casual pace just to kind of keep momentum going for him. But really, it doesn't look like there's really... He's looking not to get lapped, essentially.
I think that is probably the right thing to do. I think once he saw that top out pop up, I think he kind of knew that was game over for him. But yeah, I think at this point he's just trying not to get lapped. He will get back into the lead level. He'll be back at 12:30. Looking at not a good lead.
He would have to overcome a 55 virus deficit. So, and almost another top out. Playing dangerously with that, and really just some rough RNG on 17 for Dimwit.
His virus line took up the entire 12 height. That's crazy. That's just bad. He's gonna dig his way out of here. I hope one of the side events we do in the near future is a 20-24 run.
Oh no!
That's on the docket. That's one that I'll be announcing.
Yeah, those are quite fun if you watch Heather's streams. But that's the fun one. If you top out at 21, you got to go back to 20 to restart. So,
oh no!
Yeah, it'll be a fun side event when we get that going.
I'm already crying inside.
Packie down to his last couple of viruses. He's going to be out looking at a 13-31.
13-31. Nicely done.
So Packie taking game 2 on a rough Dimwit top out. In level 14, and really just wasn't able to recover from it. I think Dimwit's just it's like we were talking about the last championship. We saw that happen to Leviticus. It's out of sight, out of mind. You just gotta move into the next game, and the last game never happened. And you still got opportunities. As it is 1-1. Again, this now kind of turning into a best of 3 for these two players. And again, both these players bringing it. Packie up, or rather tying it up 1-1.
And for reference, Packie going with Chill for the soundtrack, whereas
Packie,
Dimwit
going for
unsurprisingly Dimwit is off because just like his apartment, it's bare bones.
Wow.
Very, very
Chris, that roasting was a couple of matches ago. We're good here.
All right, we're off and running with game number 3 though, and already a good board for Dimwit. Lots of variety to work with, and already setting things up for a couple of horizontals and doubles.
Packie's board is a bit disjointed. It's one of the more rougher 13s I've seen. Usually these later levels are a lot more generous, especially with stacking same color viruses, but really not a lot to speak of on his board.
Neither player's got the huge cluster. I see that one cluster at the bottom with the blues for Packie, but this is going to be a good old-fashioned grind for both players here.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of down press one-play clears here.
No records.
You're going to see some 0 drops. You're going to see some 1 drops, as this does allow, when there's a bit of disjointedness in the colors like there are, you're going to see a lot of multicolored pills be a lot more important. Every single pill important. As right now, it's an early lead for DmWit here in the third game.
But both players keeping their level, like I get parity. What do you call it? With the keeping your top line even across the plane?
Height management, top line management.
Yeah,
It's flat.
Thanks, Ethan.
23-21 now. Packie taking the lead. Packie actually has a cleaner board. It's basically going to be a tale of 2 boards for Packie, as he's got a low board and a high board. And DmWit now trying to just clear out some garbage, and all of that fury for 1 virus as he's at 21-16. Now it is an 8 virus advantage for Packie, really building on that momentum he had, really just not letting go of what's happening here. And I really am now starting to like Packie's endgame, Chris.
he kept that cluster for the very end.
And I think that's the smart play.
There's what's beautiful about Dr. Mario is there's so many different solves. There's no one right answer. I'm looking at how he's making setups. He was waiting for that red yellow, but there were other ways to take care of it. But it's 2-dimensional. It's not like Tetris where there's just the 1-dimensional solve. And players are so creative in taking these things out. Packie's going to advance at 224. DmWit's got 7 viruses to go, but it's very well set up. With the right pieces, he'll be out very quickly.
And it's a solid end game. Really, the only trouble spot's going to be.
He missed it. No, that's okay. That's okay. He's got it set up for a horizontal on the other blue.
They're smarter than we are.
5 for
Why do you think I'm here and not competing?
That's the point I was trying to make, was when you think that they make a mistake, then they've got a better solve under their sleeves. And when you try to play along at home, it's like, oh, I would have put this here, would have put this here. Those aha moments are so fun when they work out and all the drops. So I love the DmWit's cross game. That's kind of like the meta of this tournament in general, is how many players have incorporated that drop cross game into their arsenals, because it allows you a quick trigger, and you could clear so many pieces at the exact same time. You don't even have to wait for that extra drop.
And it's something as simple as confidence building. When you see those cross plays, you know you've done something pretty good, and it drives you to continue to play at that level.
Right. It's kind of akin to the T-spin in Tetris when you deliberately set your boards up for those moves instead of just pulling them off in emergency situations.
Or as I like to call, panic rotation. 26-35 here. A bit messier of a board for Packie, despite the advantage here. A relatively clean board, and what's really going to be interesting here is these end games, because a lot of double clears are going to be happening for DmWit to close out 14, and the opportunity to close the gap. That's probably where it's going to present itself.
Another neck and neck
looking
game.
pretty good. Ooh.
4 difference, and we're into the second level already. Excuse me.
Oh, and a nice cross there from DmWit.
Packie's going NWC here when he gets that red. Thought better of it, but he's still gonna. Once he can get a double red, he can clear out.
15-12. Oh, and that might have. No, maybe that wasn't a miss.
No, that was a good miss. That was a good drop there. He just needs a double yellow to get rid of it, and he'll be able to clear out that blue at the bottom.
9 to
Oh, that's
go.
going to be a more ideal piece there. Nicely done.
13-8. It looks like DmWit's getting a little bit hung up, but we're going to see a beautiful drop combo opening up a triple horizontal. And now
DmWit's taking the lead.
but only 2 reds is all Packie needs, and he's out. So, and that's a better board health situation. He's out at a 507.
A double blue would be so helpful for Dimwit right now. Well, as I finish that sentence, no longer the case. that's
Dimwit's
Dr. Mario commentary for you.
Dimwit's in a super rough situation because he was gunning for the double, and he couldn't do the double blue, but he's going to be out at a 524. A rough end game for Dimwit, and it's now a 6 virus advantage for Packie.
That yellow blue for Packie there's nowhere to put on that top line.
But he is making the most of it, and again, absolutely just ice cold getting out of that situation and taking care of that red virus hanging up top, and suddenly this board's looking a lot better for Packie.
But that's going to get Dimwit back into the game, and we only have a 4 virus difference again. This is crazy close. Just what you want for a championship.
Absolutely.
And a double blue, I think, is what Packie would love here, but I don't think he's going to get it.
No. You cannot rely on double pieces in NES Dr. Mario.
It's
Our
one
gifts.
of those. It's one of those things where maybe you let it simmer for a couple of plays, but you've got to have an out in case you don't get it.
You make your own doubles. And Packie's, of course, he's getting the gift of 25 double reds in a row. That's the 3rd time this happened this match. Every single game he's had that. He didn't blow in his cartridge enough before he put it in the NES this morning.
Dimwit asking for some help from Krampus here in this holiday season, as it's now a 6 virus lead for Dimwit, and Dimwit has the better board health and the better layout. The only big issue for Dimwit is those 2 double reds hanging out at the top of the first column.
And for that, you wait for your double red and take it out at that point. They're low enough that you don't have to worry about not dashing it over in time.
Yeah, oh, and what a great combo there from Dimwit to keep now extending his lead to 12.
Yeah, Packie has no yellows available, so he's got to dump that into his right well. That's going to increase his drop times. It's just not ideal. That drop T. And there was that double red I was just speaking about. It didn't come until about 20 pieces later. And now all of a sudden, Dimwit is going to be ahead.
Dimwit ahead by quite a bit here, really opening this up. It's a big struggle for Packie here on level number 15, as he's got 19 viruses to deal with and not a great board situation.
And
Yeah, the garbage he's got on the left side is going to be really concerning, unfortunately.
Dimwit's having a bit of a rough spot. Yellow-red is not the pill combination you want so far in his level, but he is making the best of what he has.
And fortunately, there was not that many viruses on the very top level. They were buried at least one down, except for that one blue guy they just got rid of. Had that been up another level, like on 17, that might have been, he might have topped out again.
And definitely don't want lightning to strike twice in that regard. But it's 57 viruses to go for Dimwit. He is struggling a bit early on. And so is Packie. Packie's not getting the RNG to favor him right now. Getting a bit of garbage to drop, but a lot of his planning is really handcuffed by that garbage in the center of his board, Ethan.
Yeah, that big old spire is not really going to be helpful for him. He's got some room to work with. Looks like he's putting everything in the right spot. Oh, he didn't go for the horizontal clear for that yellow.
That was a monster combo. I think what Packie's trying to do is narrow his board down and give himself different opportunities.
Oh, we could have put that double blue in that gap. Oh,
that's a big
missed it.
Play.
Oh man.
You have to wonder if it's frazzling Packie a bit here with this rough endgame situation.
No, honestly, I think it's piece speed. That thing went down way too fast. He might have gone down. He might have been pushing down on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You weren't patient with it.
There is a point on high speed where down pressing shouldn't even be a thing, because the pill speed increases by 1 every 9 to 10 pills.
And what luck did Packie get on this level 16?
This is an incredibly fortuitous board for Packie. I like this already. His only issue early on, Chris, is the lack of red.
Yep, one spot to put red. He's going to take care of that now. But if you get this sort of RNG, that's all you can hope for.
And he is opening up some red, and now it's yellow that's going to be the problem for Packie. As well as the looks to be a 34 virus advantage.
That drop quad for Packie.
these kind of levels are where you're going to see Packie thrive. These quick clustered levels with a lot of doubles.
I was just about to say that there's doubles everywhere. He's going full Wendy's here.
Or in and out for you Californians.
Right.
But he's going to have to take a look at that right side of the board eventually. That's going to be a little troublesome for him.
But he has narrowed this down to about a 20 virus disadvantage. So really starting to pour on the speed here in 16, Chris.
It's the little when Packie got a double yellow and he took out a virus that already had 2 pills attached to it. That's a waste of a pill. You can use a double to take out a virus with 1 pill attached to it. Micro efficiencies like that are going to add up through the course of a game.
Absolutely. And a bit of a struggle here early on. Whenever you're placing a pill vertically, when you get like 16, 17 upwards like that, always makes you a little nervous.
Now Packie bringing it down a little bit too.
And with a double red, he's going to knock down that right side, which is the only problem side on Dimwit's board.
Packie's biggest struggle right now, especially with these like just surge plays, is the garbage that ends up coming down from it that you have to address later. And also just with the big cluster of viruses, you don't want this situation in an end game. What he's got in his bottom 2 rows, Ethan.
Yeah, looking at Dimwit's board, he's got a lot of holes in there. Not going to be very efficient playing at all. Packie's endgame though looks very good. I thought he was going to punch that down in the middle there to get some openings for the blue, but he didn't do it.
I think he's trying. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I find it fascinating that Dimwit doesn't press down on the top levels. He thinks it out. You kind of assume that all the top speedrunners are down. But this is one of our top 2 players in the world, and he's being meticulous with his play at the top of the board.
A 1206 for Packie, and he's got 50 viruses between him and Dimwit right now. Might be a little bit out of reach, but again, we've seen crazier things here so far this weekend.
Yeah, and to your point, Chris, I think that might be he's being a bit more meticulous with his placement, especially after that top out he had. I think that he might be a little too hesitant with it.
Well, when you're ahead by 50, you can afford to do that. It's interesting that one top out rattled him to that degree. But he's on cruise control for this game, and he's going to take a commanding 2-1 if he can finish it out.
It's looking pretty good for him right now. He's got a very nice placement situation for himself, although the end game is going to be without yellow.
And Packie has a very friendly speed board. If he can start cracking into that bottom third, a lot of doubles, a lot of 0-drop quads, which that makes any speed player froth at the mouth.
Kind of a shame. Packie's had a couple of those this round, and it's going to go to all for naught, apparently. Dimwit's down to his last 2. But we've seen crazier finishes for these last 2 games, hopefully.
Looks like Dimwit's going to go for swag and go for a double red.
Absolutely, son. Let's do it.
Or he's going to do just that easy drop. And
no, it's like it wasn't coming. He wasn't going to risk it. And he's out.
He was looking for a couple of red yellows. Didn't get it at 1337.
Oh, the elite speak for Dimwit.
H4X0RZ.
But game number 3 to Dimwit, and suddenly Dimwit just needs one more win.
But we've seen what's happened between these 2 players when they face elimination, even against each other. Something turns on, and you see another level come out of these players.
Well, that's what everybody in our chat's hoping for. 1 DD.
Yeah, everyone's wanting Game 5, I'm sure.
And is the winner getting anything special, JB, for being the year-end championship?
We're hoping to get a trophy for at least the champ, if not the champ and the runner-up. So we'll get that taken care of. But in my lack of preparation, I don't have them handy. So.
JB? Awesome. Lack of preparation? No.
Packie saying that was awful. A race to the bottom.
All right, we've got readies from both of our players for this fourth game.
Now, keep in mind, Packie's awful beats all of ours best games. Just saying.
Yeah, that is true. 3, 2, 1, and go. And shout out to our 80 folks watching us crown a champion today. As we have one, maybe two more games. And Packie with Dimwit with a bit of a blockade early on his top row. And Packie has a lot of openings on his board.
Oh, what a nice little tuck there from Dimwit.
Blockades are an act of war, and this game declares war every time you turn it on.
It really does.
42 to 40. Oh, it's a bit of a lead early on for Packie. These two are going to be trading blows, and we're going to see an L combo, I think, from the 2 seed here, and we're definitely going to see a 35-38 big clear early on from Packie.
And Dimwit's got the mound in the middle that he needs to dig down because either side is it's not the perfectly ideal, but this early on, not going to matter too much, I wouldn't think.
Packie could really do some damage if he starts getting his reds. He's got that crater on the left side of his board, and a lot of options if he gets double reds. And I think that option he took was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, although looking at Dimwit's board, he's starting to open it up a little bit, starting to get a little more variety in his sets.
This cross drop. Plus, almost no drop time, and took out several viruses in one move. That is the peak efficiency in the speed run.
18 to 18 right now as Packie's starting to address the garbage on his left side. But now that's opening it up for Dimwit as he hits single digits first. 16 to 7, but Packie now starting to make moves on his left side. Also has that
hero
open
combo coming up.
Big hero combo, and suddenly it's 10-4.
Roger.
9-3 now, and good board health for both players, but I think just because of those efficient plays earlier on for Dimwit, he's going to get out first, and he's going to get out at sub 2, 158 out of 13, but Packie not far behind, has a good situation himself.
Yeah, it's looking really good for him. He's going to get that double blue. That's a good way to go. Couple more yellows. He's getting what he needs. He's going to be out at 213. Not too far behind at all.
2-second difference in the timer as well. Just keep that in mind if we're this close.
I am looking at Dimwit's board, and Dimwit has an extremely early game friendly board, and even late game, a whole bunch of stuff next to each other.
Oh, yellows though.
Yeah, and he's starting to get yellows on his in his pieces, so that's going to really slow him down.
Packie's going to have that same problem with blue on his side early on. And it's a yellow-red heavy board, so he's going to have to be a bit creative. He does have this one-drop quad here, and that's going to put him to within 1 of the 1 seed right now. Packie playing for his tournament life. He needs this win to stay in the game. Dimwit trying to lock this championship in. 38-33 here in favor of the 1 seed. Packie laser-focused right now, but now the center of his board, Chris, is the big issue.
We're neck and neck here. The board health slightly to Dimwit, but I would take both of those in a heartbeat if I'm in this game.
Absolutely. It's a 4-5 virus advantage still for Dimwit. Rookie mistake.
Yeah. It's with everybody getting similar names in this scene. Come on, guys.
At least he didn't say Davewit.
Oh boy.
Now you've cursed it to happen. Anyways,
look at this arrangement for Dimwit all of a sudden. They're all doubles. These are going to go in an instant. Look at that.
Bam!
Wow.
Big drop there. He's down to 7. But we're starting to see these hero combos come out of Packie as he's now down to 13. So he's not out of this right now. The big problem for Packie is he's leaving columns hanging. That's not something you want to do in your end game because it really limits what you're able to do, especially when you're on the extreme left or right sides, Ethan.
Yeah, absolutely. Dimwit's going to get 1 blue. He's out at a 409. But he's got a handful of viruses left. He's going to clear out that bottom part. Looks like he's going to be not too far behind at all.
Just a good way.
But now he's going to be forced to clear that bottom.
And it's interesting. Packie just chose to clear all those blues. He could have had the horizontal play Either way, he's committed to that vertical, whichever decision he makes with that garbage. So really just taking a couple of extra seconds onto his clock. But
He is out, but behind by quite a bit at this point, Chris.
All of a sudden, it's almost 20 viruses, just like that. And it's just a little bit of inefficiency at the bottom.
Tried to go for the tuck and it didn't work. So he'll have to manage that garbage a little bit.
And you have to wonder now, is that the mistake that is going to be talked about at the end of this match?
It's possible, because now he's covered up all his red, and now he's got it opened up. But now his red play is gone. He's got nowhere to put it.
And speaking of nowhere to put reds, Dimwit's board extremely yellow heavy right now, and he's left column 7 and 8 hanging, Chris.
If he gets any reds, he's in trouble. Or, I mean, the only place to put is in the far left, and that drop time to put something down there is just going to slow you down.
It looks like he's starting to chunk out, though, that left side, and now has some reds he can access, but you really want to get rid of those doubles. And I know you really want to hope for a double yellow on those plays, as he does get one. But really, this is not a clear style you want to be involved in right now. Just going from left to right like this.
And Packie's narrowed that lead back to 15, just as you would expect.
And a great little combo there, too.
Packie's got to fight out of that right side, though. If he can get those 2 reds on top, there's a lot of big doubles that he can do.
There's not much. Okay, I would just say, I was saying that Dimwit did open up the horizontal play. He didn't have that open before, and that's what managed to help him clear out that right side quicker. He's going to be out at about 6:30, assuming he gets the pieces.
There's 1, and there is 2.
He'll get it.
6:28. It's a big lead here going into 16, and a pretty good overall friendly board for Dimwit. Just taking a quick look.
This is where, as we've seen before, the possibility of topping out if you're not careful can happen at these upper levels.
You definitely have to be methodical and deliberate with your plays. You don't want to be taking any risks early on.
Absolutely, and already doing very nice, meticulous work is Dimwit. Looks like he's going to go for a horizontal clear. That's a good idea.
Packie's going to be out at a 7:06.
And he's going to go into 16 down about 20, or excuse me,
yeah, it's about 20 viruses.
But
it's
again,
got a nice, favorable top line. Not a lot of it's a couple up the very top, but not completely filled. A lot of doubles under that second layer. So this is the opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, but Dimwit has no room for blue. He's got that one spot. It's very red heavy up top. This is going to slow him down and give Packie a chance to maybe surge ahead.
And Packie's got a lot of great opportunities in making smart tuck plays here. A bit of a drop play, but that was his only option. And now he's doing a color split here. This is the kind of stuff you got to do when you're getting a tough garbage situation. I don't know if I agree with that additional placement of that blue-yellow on the right side of that, Chris.
I think he just got rid of it in an instant. That's what he was. He saw what was below it and used it as made a chandelier to drop his pieces onto the entire board as a mega pill.
And right now, Packie down to 37. He's closing that 20 virus gap, and this is going to be the level he needs to do it. You don't want to be behind by more than maybe say 15 to 18 viruses going into that last level.
And he's now down only by 13.
He's narrowed that gap considerably. Dimwit having a little bit of trouble with that overhang there on the side, but he just gets rid of it. Looking pretty good right now. His endgame is going to be pretty solid. He's got a lot of open chances to clear out those blues.
And I like this series of tucks by Packie, getting rid of those viruses up top without any drop time. That's huge in this situation, as it's now a 15 virus game, Chris.
Here we go. This is it. This is for all the tournament for Packie. He's got to excel.
Good call on that column 8 play, and really trying to force some double horizontals. I think that's the right move, as he's now down to 13 to Packie, or to Dimwit's 1. Dimwit out at 9 minutes 11 seconds. And what else can you say here? Packie's got a good endgame situation set up, setting him up for success for second round. But that garbage is rough.
Yeah, that is really not good garbage you want to see. He's making good use of it. Yellows are not what you want to see here, though. He's getting a lot of it. That's not going to be helpful for him. This is going to really slow him down.
And Packie, with that yellow-blue on the right side, he just used it to attack garbage rather than attack that virus on the right.
I think he's trying to hunt for that double blue for efficiency. He's going to get it.
Wow. Nicely done there.
I would have gone for the 2 blues on the bottom, really, just to reduce drop time. But he's out at a 9:56.
All right, so he's at about 30.
Packie's got a narrow gap of about 29
25.
viruses. 25, 29 viruses, right around that range. As it's do or die here for Packie, and Packie's got a really good center of the board, Chris.
Good top line. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Dimwit, though. Look at that double cross into another. Wow. No garbage on the board for Dimwit. 30 viruses to go. I don't see what's going to slow him down at this point.
And a cross by Dimwit there, down to 26 to 54. Packie in trouble on his right side. He's really got to start hammering on that side, and that's what he's chosen to do. I don't know if I would have allowed that garbage to drop and playing that double blue flat, but it's
had he taken those 2 double blues in a row, if he was able to see his next piece and make a micro adjustment, he could have taken out all 4 viruses at one time.
Absolutely.
But again, when you're playing it that fast without playing so fast that you're not taking the next piece into consideration, that's what can happen.
He's also Packie's also having to deal with a lot of long delays with these drops. That's really going to hamper him a little bit as Dimwit extends his lead now to nearly 30.
And I think Packie's priority here is just clear stuff. He's really just hoping for a mistake by his opponent, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
4 viruses to go.
3 to go now. We're counting it down.
Blue is not helpful for Dimwit right now. 3 to go.
He'll get down to 2. He'll get down to 1.
2. He's down to 1. He needs 3 yellows, and he is going to
1.
be champ. 2 to go.
2.
And ladies and gentlemen,
your 2020
there's 3.
Dr. Mario monthly champion. Dimwit coming in at 11 minutes, 50 seconds, taking game 4, taking the championship in a hell of a match in one of the best rivalries we've had.
By the way, 11:50 is a hot time.
Is that a hot time? Wow.
That is the top time.
So setting a record time and winning the whole thing, putting that exclamation mark on. So many G's in chat. Packie's going to run this one out. Cheer Packie on, folks, as he finishes this 17 and closes.
We know he can do it. And he's setting up good spots to clear it out. He'll be down to 9.
Dimwit may have won, but Packie's going to clear the last virus. So,
Dimwit won the previous game with a 13:37 because haha lead. So Packie's going to beat that time by nearly a minute. So it wasn't a lack of effort on Packie's part for this last game. It was just a case of Dimwit just doing a really good job, just going so fast. Oh man, Packie couldn't get the tuck there, but that's okay.
So we're just going to watch Packie clean this one out, and then we're going to get both of our competitors in here just for a little post-game, and then we will close out our season. We're all cheering for Packie. I think
he'll get it done. It's going to be the 13-14.
13-14, but Game 3 in the championship going to Dimwit. The 2020 champion, Packie bowing down.
What a silly fellow.
And we'll get Packie in here in just a moment.
That crown is almost precisely on his head. Well done, JB.
That's not me. That's Benji. That's all.
Benji, even better, man. GG's the Benji there.
But we'll work on getting Packie in here so we can get a quick post game. But Dimwit, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. It's always a blast playing with Packie, and he always makes it so easy to produce some beautiful games and beautiful matches. So thank you to him for that, because he's an awesome, inspiring competitor. And, he was just putting up unbelievable times for the whole tournament. So I feel really privileged to have gotten to play with him.
Let me ask you really quick. What was your mindset going in when that top out happened early on in game 2?
Oh man, that was
pulls no punches. That's brutal, dude.
That was really disappointing. But the only thing I could think was, okay, well, now this is like an even harder challenge. Let's step up and see what we can do, and let's just get as close as we can. And anything can happen. So you just keep trying and you go for it.
Right. Packie, I mean, commiseration second place, but you dang burned a hole through everything to get here, man.
Yeah, I've just tried to find new ways to push my game because everybody's stepping up so much, And I try to be more mindful of the next piece while pressing down.
And that's something we've definitely seen.
Yeah, and dmwit has just been so incredibly consistent. Just an awesome player. I mean, I might have the records, but he's got the crown now.
Yeah, and everybody's always excited to see you two battle, whether it's in round one or the finals. And again, taking it past the sweep, 3-1. It really was looking like that RNG was really what was slowing you down, especially game 3.
Yeah, I know I had one game against Floyd where he made that huge comeback on me, and I just got shafted by RNG so incredibly bad. I mean, it happens. It's Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
When a level takes 4 minutes, there's something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, any final thoughts for this year from both players? Packie, you first.
I'm really blessed to be part of this community. They've been really awesome. I haven't been as active as most people, but every time I'm here, I feel blessed to be here, and I'm just really thankful for all of you guys.
I think that's the perfect sentiment. Everybody is so supportive of each other. I just love being a part of that support and that friendliness and camaraderie.
Absolutely, I would third that motion as well. Absolutely right.
Yeah, I've said it over and over this weekend. This community's great. I've lost sleep over how excited I am for this. It's like an early Christmas for me, just seeing all these players, and especially this tournament alone. You take a look at this bracket. Normally we see a lot of 2-0s in the first couple of rounds, and there's only like 4 of them. It's phenomenal how much everyone stepped up their game. And I think we see, especially out of these folks who have joined us later on in the year, I think we're going to see them do a lot of good. And I'm really excited also about making both of the big Dr. Mario communities one big community, so we can continue to thrive.
Yeah, that I am very much looking forward to 2021. That's going to be so much fun.
There's a lot of reasons to look forward to 2021. Come on, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Benji, I know you're always muted on this. You got any final words you want to share with us as we close out the season?
No, great. All right, thanks a lot. Good talk.
Wow.
No, come on, Benji. You can come on in and talk. There you go.
There we go. Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, anything you want to say real quick? Couple words. Oh, you has a mic set up in Discord. I don't think we can hear him on the.
He probably doesn't have it set up on the screen.
While he's setting up, Benji's done a tremendous job with setting up the technical side, and also did a hell of a job at CTWC this year. So congrats on both those fronts, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Agreed.
And thank you, Ook. Shout out to myself and Ethan for 9 hours of streaming in the past 2 days, plus 3 matches on Friday. Hey, yesterday was a marathon session, and because y'all are so good, that was the reason why. I would rather complain about having to stream for 5 hours and see everybody take their matches to the distance than see 8 consecutive 2-0s. So, and again, yeah, thanks to Benji. Benji's worked really hard. I mean, we've seen the quality of what we have graphic wise improve markedly each month, and that's all Benji. Benji's working real hard on that.
But I think we have Benji on mic setup now.
Yes,
Maybe?
we do.
Oh,
Oh god,
We do?
I think I can hear myself from someone.
he's muted
Okay.
right now.
Oh, I can hear him twice.
Hello?
But it's echoing Benji.
Oh no. I'm gonna mute it.
Leviticus saying we can hear him okay, so it should be fine.
All right.
We'll hear them weirdly. They'll hear them fine.
The voice.
Alright, well, yeah, it's
Go
been
for it,
really
buddy.
fun with it's been really fun playing with everyone and getting to like be like a big person in the community. That's really huge because like I get to kind of like I don't really know how to say it. It's just we get to work together and I get to kind of have like a say in how I would want to see happen, and I get to kind of make that happen, and that's really cool.
Awesome, man. Your work is always appreciated here. But really, folks, that's going to be it for us this year. This has been an amazing 2020 season. We went from a handful of folks in May to having almost 100 people watching us every month. And it's just phenomenal, the effort and the love and the passion that everybody in this community has. And I'm looking forward to 2021. It's going to be a huge year for Dr. Mario, and we've got so much in the pipeline for y'all. And we've got such great players. We've got two of them here in the chat with us, and again, thanks. Congratulations again to DmWit on winning it all. Congratulations to Packie to getting to the finals. Thank you to Chris Bidwell for joining us for this final match. Thank you so much to Ethan for joining me in the booth and and to y'all for letting us talk a lot about Dr. Mario for 9 hours a weekend. We're totally down with that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Don't forget to be kind. Take care of one another. And we will see you in January when we start Dr. Mario's 2021 season. But until then, I'm JB Henry. For everyone else in the Dr. Mario community, thank you again. Have a great New Year. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you in January. Have a great night.
Happy holidays.